Hello and welcome to the Boostara podcast. I am your host, James. At the Boostara podcast, we meet leaders in business and education and uncover truths and insights from their amazing experiences. At Boostara, we help companies leverage AI to boost growth, cut costs, and gain business insights. If you would like to learn more about how we can leverage AI for your business, please type the word growth into the comments below and I will reach out to you. Today, we are very fortunate to be joined by the amazing Mohamed Mirshad from JNS Education. He is the branch manager from Qatar and Bahrain. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi, James. Thank you very much for inviting me to this program today. How are you
Oh,
doing?
I'm very good, thank you, Mohammed. Whereabouts are you calling us from today?
Based in Doha, Qatar, basically. Yeah.
And as I understood off air, a cool Doha as well. Most people might think it's going to be blazing hot because it's the summer, but as we were talking about the amazing technology and
Correct.
design aspect that they have
Yeah.
going on in Qatar, it's actually quite cool.
So the summer is not actually summer in Qatar. In outdoor events are full air conditioned, basically.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I feel like calling from the UK, we're quite far behind technologically. But anyway, Mohammed, for those that are not aware of what JNS Education do, not familiar with yourself, could you just give us a bit of a breakdown, a bit of an introduction to JNS, yourself, and your journey to where you are now?
Okay. Yes. So JNS Education is just started around 17 years ago, basically, with three brothers. So there are three siblings who was international students to UK, basically studied their bachelor's and master's in UK. So they overall went ahead and started this company. Currently, JNS holds more than 16 branches throughout Middle East and Pakistan. So we operate in UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and more branches in Pakistan, basically. And I look after Qatar and Bahrain branch, so I'm the manager for both the branches. My journey with JNS is less than 5 years. So I was initially recruited as a counselor for international students because I myself was an international student just like a decade ago. So I joined as an international recruit counselor for the Qatar office, and then gradually I grew my passion for students recruitment by understanding the different curriculum systems which operates in Qatar because we have local curriculum, we have international like IGCSE, IB, AP, Indian, Pakistani. So I understood the actual need of the students to know that what is the recruitment process for each this of the curriculum system they're coming out from the school. So this passion grew on me to understand about the visas, the application process, and overall everything. So throughout my journey, I gradually grew to become a manager for Qatar, and now I do overlook the Bahrain branch as well.
Wow, 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 wow. That's quite quite an amazing journey.
Yeah,
I think and very much linked into your own history, right? As an
yes,
international student, so you have that insight, you have that understanding of students' needs,
exactly.
ways, and the journeys that they go through as an international student. I guess quite intriguing for myself. I mean, what would you say from your past experience as an international student, and then seeing international students go through that same journey today? What are some similarities and differences you see between yourself and the students that you handle at the minute?
Sure. So what I really noticed is the students these days are more informed. They know what exactly they want to study.
Mm,
basically. They are well trained, they are well educated, and it's not only about the majors or the programs they want to study. They also align the majors and the programs with their career growths, the
mm,
global opportunities. So from the like we visit schools in here. From we have partnership with local schools and international schools in Qatar and Bahrain. So I visit the schools to give a counseling sessions with year 11 to 12, 13. So when we do this, we make sure that these students are aligned with their program and they know what exactly they will be doing upon completing their education basically. it's
mhm,
it's not just randomly choosing a program. It should be an investment on return for them basically. So these students actually they are well aware of all these things basically. That is what is very interesting to me whenever I speak with a student from different background. They might be from a Pakistani background, they might be from Egyptian background. They
mhm,
all know what they want to do
mhm.
basically.
Is that just a shift with the time, or do you think due to technology, ease, access of
Absolutely.
information, or a bit of everything?
I would say it's due to technology. Everything is on fingertips. They can do their own research, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
They can find out more than what we can,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because they are with the phones, the AI gives them very simplified answers for their questions. They are well prepared, including the schools, the counselors. So it is absolutely the time and the technology, basically.
Interesting. It makes me think back to my time when, yeah, we didn't have things at our fingertips. It was cycle up to the library, 20, 30 minutes to get to the library to get on the computers because we didn't have one at home. So to try to get
Exactly.
the information and write it all down and then take it home and try to digest it. But it's a
Yeah,
different world that we live in now, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
They
What,
are well informed, like everything they know, basically. They know exactly. It's thanks to
mm,
the technology.
mhm. What sort of kind of transformation do you think you see or you have seen from students and also kind of in the industry as a whole over the period? I know you mentioned a short period that you've been working at this level in the industry, but maybe also stretching back from beginnings. Obviously, there's that technological transformation, but have you seen any other sort of big changes in the way students experience international education as well as just the industry itself?
Well, yes. Now, the again, virtual most of the time. Nowadays, students are very close to their technologies. Universities have also started virtual fairs, virtual connections with the students. Students do not have time to visit the offices or the expos where they have, but they prefer more one-on-one sessions with virtual terms. And then again, with industry-wise, especially, they have changed a lot when it
Mm,
comes to international recruitment, basically. They have simplified with more AI-driven application programs. This includes for the CAS, basically, for UK universities. We can see like gradually more and more universities in these 2 years, they have changed it to AI-driven CAS system. So, which simplifies the program, the application process itself and the timings. So,
mm,
yes, this is a massive change.
It's interesting. Does that present more of an opportunity for the likes of JNS Education, where when things
Ab-
are more virtual?
Absolutely, because no matter what I felt is, no matter how AI or the system, the technology has increased, for this industry, you need the trust.
Mm,
You
mm,
need to build that relationship because this is something the student do not have any idea, regardless of they have more information. They don't know what the reality is, how the process takes, how long it should be, what preparedness they should have. So all this they will only have when they speak to us, basically. So our relationship with an applicant is not only with the applicant, with their parents
Yeah.
as well. So that's how we build this trust, basically. So the parents know us. Parents tell us what their situation is, what they are looking for, what financial capacities they have for these students to afford. Now, there are in UK which a degree could be a 30,000 for 1 year for international student. The same program could be 15,000 to 16,000 from another university.
Yeah.
So these differentiates a big amount of finance, basically. So by speaking to a person, they will understand what are the difference. Now, choosing a high-end Russell Group university, what gives them advantage to a tier two university, basically. So all these are provided by a physical agent, basically.
And I suppose that's the double-edged sword of technology, and like the students have access to information, which is great. They can find things out, but then there's so much information out there that then it can be very confusing as to what's correct, what's
Exactly.
incorrect, which is where the likes of you guys play a really, really important role
Yeah.
to streamline that process and put them on the right track. This is where you need to be going, or this is
Yeah.
the right fit for you. I guess with that in mind, what would you say makes JNS kind of different in their approach to international education and the way that you help students?
Okay. So with JNS, our strength is student first philosophy, I would say. We always make sure that students are heard. So we go with students, basically. We provide tailored guidance, application process, visa assistance, and including departures, pre-departure seminars, or what do you call pre-departure sessions with students, one-on-one, basically,
Right. Yeah.
specifically to each students.
Mm,
So we make sure the students we send to a university is prepared enough to understand what this new life is going to bring to him.
mm,
And we also make sure that regardless of quantity, we make sure the quality students which goes to UK. At the moment, we can see, even last week, I saw a post from immigration or some other BBC, sorry, regarding to a scam which was happening in
mm,
Pakistan with regards to the bank statements.
mm.
So as a consultant, we make sure that we go with the ethics.
Yeah.
It's not about numbers for us. It is about the quality of the student, basically. The
Mm,
quality should be genuine. So we make sure we send the genuine students to UK
mm,
whose main goal is to get a degree exposure with this international platform. So
mm.
that's what we make sure to give back to the university.
Yeah. And I guess, your longevity as a business and success as a business relies upon the success and the well-being of the students. So if you've
Exactly.
placed the right students in the right universities and the students have a good experience, are happy, are well looked after, have that right care taken, pre-trip and whilst they're there, and the parents feel happy, then that comes back to you, and
Exactly.
there's more recommendations, and the business keeps on rolling in that way. And
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know as a student, but I do remember as a young person moving abroad, um, it can be extremely scary, right? Going to a new country, extremely scary, and if you don't have the right information before you leave, um, and as well, you're not looked after well when you first arrive. Those, I think, the first couple of weeks is really like a key period for your overall
Correct.
sort of well-being and happiness. Then it just all falls apart.
Absolutely. So that's why we make sure before the student depart from Qatar or Bahrain, we definitely have a session, couple of sessions with the student. Basically, one-on-one with the parents, we explain to them, and our service do not end as soon as the student leave Doha or Bahrain. We keep on messaging the student, or interaction will be going on till he complete his degree, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything the student face, we'll be the first one to know. So we will be telling how the student has to approach it, where is the help he can get it from within the university. All these will be done from our side. So this is very crucial for students. But more or less, from this region, a lot of students, they have traveled to UK basically as a visitor. So they know how the country is. But studying in UK is not just 1 week. It's a 3 years to 3.5 years program. It's a long time for them. And for this, it is crucial for us to prepare them. So that's what we make sure that we do it. And that's where we are different to most of the other agents or consultations that is from this market.
Yeah. I mean, with that in mind, with finding the right students for the right universities, what is a kind of, in your mind, a right university to work with? What's an ideal university
Okay.
to send a student to?
We work with a large number of partnered universities in UK. So we are well aware of what the university wants and how we should work to get the students to these universities. Mostly, the universities should change their attitude or the marketing profiles basically based on local regions. Basically, now if we are recruiting from Qatar, they should know what personalities that these students will be looking at if they're coming from Qatar. What they need, is it self security, affordability, or any other. So what we look when we wanted to work with the university is how quick the university is responsive. What is the turnaround? And what sort of scholarships they have for students, basically. How we can both, JNS along with the university, take this student, comfort him, and give him what he wants. What is the exposure he will have? So these are the things we mainly look into. And all our partners have been great with all these things, basically.
Interesting. What would you say then? I mean, you work with a wide range of universities, but when you are approaching the universities, or universities want a deeper collaboration with yourself, what's a kind of common misconception that they have regarding what it might be like working with yourself, or what they might get from working with yourself?
Okay, so most common misconception could be thinking that we are just middlemen. So we are just getting a student and then giving it to a university, but it's not that. We are basically, I would say, a very close partner for the university, for the region, basically. We would be the face of the university when we speak to the student on behalf of the university. So we understand what the university's guideline for international students. We understand what are the requirements, what is the deadline. So we invest ourselves in understanding and having training for each of these universities. We make sure what we tell about this university are accurate and correct, basically, so that there is no misinformation provided about these universities. So it's not only that we are strategic partners for these universities, we are the actual face.
Yeah, yeah. Which then becomes very important, especially in a time, I guess, for UK universities at least, they're looking to boost numbers of international students, which has been over the years dropping and dropping.
Correct.
They need these strong partners such as yourselves to help them boost those numbers. Do you think is that a general trend that's happening within the industry, that international education is becoming less popular, less accessible, too
Well,
expensive, or yeah, just
yeah.
going off of that sort of general trend.
Yes, I could say that UK education is really expensive for students, basically with the inflations and the exposure to the post-study work visas problems, immigration issues, a
Mm.
cap on most of the things. Now, when an international student, as I said you earlier, look for a program to study with UK, they also say what exposure they would be getting
Yeah.
upon doing the program in UK. This also affects the expenses what they would incur, regardless of their living expense, tuition expense, and other expense. Um, to be honest, nowadays more and more students look for a program where they can get it with very less expensive destination.
Yeah.
The competitions are very high. Most of the students look for European universities, basically,
Mm.
countries like Germany, Netherlands, France, Ireland,
Mm.
basically, where the living expense is quite less compared to UK.
Mm.
But overall, when we compare UK and the European countries, still UK is recognized as a best destination to study,
Mm.
and it has a huge market. But um, the problems like expense and inflations, the currency high, is quite contribution, a big contribution for a less number of students going to UK compared to the previous years.
Mm.
But this is the main fact.
I was going to mention, although I know people don't particularly like it when I say the word COVID, but do you reckon that was a sort of a dividing line as to like when things changed in higher education in the UK? I mean, obviously, lots of things have happened after COVID, not just because of COVID, but is there just a complete difference between what the industry was like before and after?
Yeah. So obviously, after COVID, a lot of students want to do online programs,
Hmm.
part-time programs, and a lot of companies are accepting online degrees basically these days. So that
Right.
is one big shift compared to prior to the COVID, before COVID, because we see a lot of students or working professionals. Actually, they don't want to leave the job and go and do a postgraduate program for 1 year. Rather, they will stay and work while they do a program online, even though
Hmm.
it's a 2 years or more than 2 years. So there is a big shift when it comes to a PG, a postgraduate program. But undergrad program are still on-campus oriented program. They prefer students go to a UK university and study a 3 years program. But when it comes to master's program, it's quite different basically. They still prefer online program.
Mm. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. That does actually chime in with I've been offered online uh, master's programs
Yeah,
myself. I haven't taken it on because well, I suppose it depends on the individual, right? And it depends on the
correct.
circumstance. For me personally, it would work with children at home and no time to go on campus, and I need a full-time job still. A
Yeah,
kind of part-time online masters kind of makes sense as long as I can organize my time to actually get the work done.
yeah,
Um, and then I guess the same goes with someone who wants that UK university badge, right? The degree there, but they're not prepared to leave home. They don't want all of the other difficulties that might come with studying abroad, but they still want that
correct. The
badge,
degree
that
name.
actual degree,
Yes.
right? Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be different for every kind of
Yes.
situation, right? What
Correct.
what advice would you give to universities that are looking to boost numbers of international students?
Okay. Yes. So the advice is, well, universities should invest more in marketing themselves, in different regions rather than, as I said earlier, they should focus more on region-based marketing rather than, just normal university marketing.
Mm.
And they should also partner like an agency or consultation like JNS, because JNS not only brings students for them, but they will also, we know what the culture the Qatar has or the Bahrain has,
Yeah.
and we guide the students according to that.
Mm.
So, proper investment is necessary these days for universities to increase their international student numbers, and
Mm.
a more quick response from application to CAS to easy access with a university administrate admissions team basically
Mm.
is much crucial, which gives a quick turnaround of application success, and international students always wanted a quick response.
Mhm.
So
And
this is
yeah,
what they need to do.
that's really interesting what you mentioned as well for like a country specific, marketing campaign or understanding, right? Because I feel like a lot of universities will just lump all international students together. So we've got
Exactly.
local students and then we've got international ones, and international are almost like the same country, but they're not. You've
No,
got students coming from North America, South America, from
correct.
China, from
Yeah,
Japan, from Korea. Asian students are all there's a mixture of different countries and cultures there, and
exactly.
then Gulf states, and you can't just lump
Yes,
all of the Gulf states together, but there are individual differences between
correct.
all of the Gulf states.
Each
So
country.
understanding the market that you're actually wanting to attract,
Yes.
and having a plan for it. Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is actually important. So what even when I really feel there should be a change in approach from university to these markets.
Mm.
So they should change how they are doing this. So marketing is one thing, and joining hands with proper consultations is also another thing.
Mm.
So we as JNS, we have 3 expos a year in all of these countries. So we bring UK university partnered universities to these regions. We have expos like January, May, and November. So this happens in all our countries, basically. It's kind of a road show. So starts with Dubai, and it comes to Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Saudi, and all go to Pakistan as well.
Mm.
So this way, this university would come to the countries, and then they themselves have a proper interaction with the students and the parents, and we take them to schools to understand what and how the students they can, they meet, and what the students requirement, what they can change and how they can change in the future. So this is what we do basically.
Mm.
Uh,
Very interesting. I suppose just to kind of go back a little bit, you mentioned we talked about online courses and technology a little bit. I've got to mention AI at some point. I mean, what impact do you see AI having in your industry specifically? For good, for bad? Yeah, what do you see happening on the ground?
Well, as again said you earlier, AI has already changed a lot in the system, in our industry, basically, from recruiting process to streamlining the students' leads to getting the information. All this has changed.
Mm.
Obviously, AI has helped in many ways. But what I always think is, as I said to you earlier, even though AI has changed many things, the human is essential for this industry.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to our industry, our company, we have made a very different change to our CRM itself, how we operated prior. and how we are operating now. So our CRM has changed massively and in operations with all other countries, which is interlinked, right?
Mm,
So this is a huge investment, and still there are many other things which is coming to JNS when it comes
mm,
to AI empowered system based, which makes as a consultant makes our life easy. Now to get the universities, get the programs, to get to know the, as I said to you, we are working with wide range of universities, and as human we can't have memorized all the entry requirements with each universities.
yeah.
So making simplify our life, making easy. So AI is obviously has changed a lot.
Very interesting. What about from your sort of position level, your day-to-day working? How is it impacting you on a day-to-day? Do you use AI much to help you with your own tasks, your own kind of?
Yes, yes, I do use AI. I do use it. Has helped in many ways, basically, as I said to you. As I said to you earlier, it's very, very complicated to know about each and every programs, right?
Mm,
Like when I meet a student or when my team meets a student, we not only give an information about the program, but we also give the student what options the student will have upon completing the degree, what are the work options they have. So all these we get to know, we study from AI basically. So these day-to-day activities we do every day to get learn more and more about these industry basically. It
yeah.
is actually helping us a lot.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So you'd say, yeah, supporter, right? Not a skeptic.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
do. But I also believe AI cannot change completely
Mm,
the industry. It cannot. It is a great help. We do need humans. We do need people for this particular industry. It can bring down the number of humans working, I mean, people working, but cannot completely stop.
yeah. Yeah. And you said, exactly right for for your industry, what you do. um, Students, parents, they've got access to a lot of information. They want to know that the direction they're going in is right, and they need trust, right? And the only way they can develop trust in the decision of the pathway they're going to take is by talking to a person who can make them feel like that this is the right way to go, right? So that's
Exactly.
the whole point of your service, and the whole need of you as people is to develop that trust, right? And
Yeah,
you can't replace that with AI. That has to
exactly.
be coming from you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
as I said to you, this is a service-oriented business.
Hmm.
We give service to the students, and this service is only given when there is an understanding from both parties. So
Hmm.
we have to speak. We speak with the parents, we speak with the students, because sometimes student could ask for something else, and the parents may ask for something else.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So an understanding is really crucial, and AI can't do that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
I'm cu- I'm
AI,
I'm curious, like how common is it that you have to work to get parents and students kind of on the same page? Because I can imagine often there's parents want the child to choose one thing or want them to go one particular place, and then
yeah, yeah,
student headstrong is like, no, I don't want to do that, I want to do this, and then you're sort of the in between, like trying to find some balance between the two.
correct, correct. I always support students' idea,
Hmm.
because end of the day, what I explain to the parent is this is students who's going to study the program, not you. It's his dream, basically, right?
Yeah.
You can ask your son or daughter to become a doctor studying MBBS, but if he do not have the passion to study MBBS, even he's not going to do that program. You're just going to invest on him, right?
Mm.
So as I said to you earlier, we basically understand the student. make sure that we heard what his students need, what he want to study. Now, there are other way around as well, where a student might ask for a high-end university, which is very expensive, and the parents could not afford that much. So in this case, we change the table. We turn around and we speak to the student as on behalf of the parents to make sure they understand the financial, availability that their parents can support to. So we do both the way, but when it's required, which side we are talking about, basically.
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. What would you say then? Mohammed's kind of going into the future, the next kind of 5 years. What does the future look like for JNS? What does it look like for yourself? What's the kind of goals
Well,
going forward? Big
yeah.
question, I know, but
The future has always been very promising, to be honest. We are strengthening our partnership with more universities, more region-based, more different countries. So we are sure that this will be a growing market, growing industry, as always it has been. Um, I myself was looking forward to grow even more with JNS. Thanks to JNS, I have learned many things when it comes to international recruitment. And thanks to my director, Mr. Arfat, actually, he gave me the opportunity. So yes, I always think we are in a positive ladder. We are climbing up, and we have done a good marketing, and we have reached a very good place in Qatar, UAE, Saudi, and Kuwait, especially Kuwait and Bahrain. So yeah, no doubt about it.
amazing, amazing. And if any universities or parents, students want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, the easy way is WhatsApp me in or an email. So you can share the details as well.
Yeah,
So we are 24/7 available. We can, we are easy access. So yes,
brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, well, I'll put the contact details
thank
below
you
in the,
so
the comments here,
much.
so anyone can reach out. But it's been absolutely a pleasure, Mohammed, having you on the podcast today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Brilliant, and
It's a
thank you everyone
pleasure.
for listening.